Whoever wins answers the questions first.
Right.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Welcome to episode 50.
Welcome to fucking episode 50. 50, damn it. We made it this far.
We made it really far. This is crazy.
What did chat tell us about 50? We'll become successful after this. We'll start making money.
Chad said if you make it to 50, you're way more likely to have a successful podcast.
We were in the top 10 of new, so we're kind of just bound. It's written in the stars.
It is written in the stars because chat said that it's not likely for people to be consistent. Like to get to record 50 episodes.
Well, we weren't consistent because I did not post at the right time last week because I forgot all about the podcast.
It was like 2 hours late, dude. It wasn't that serious.
It was for me because it fucked my whole morning up, actually.
I bet the rush that you felt of like, oh my God, I have to get this done was probably crazy.
I'm so glad, though, what I did before, though, is I did the intro because I thought you were going to edit that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the hard part and the clipping and the cutting and adding things where it needed to go. So I was like, oh, after this will be easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, because I thought you were going to be editing. So I'm glad that I made
Was I supposed to?
No.
Oh.
No, we talked about it. You called me out and you're like, this is what we talked about. And I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But still in the moment, I'm just glad I fucked up because that would have taken me so much longer if I had to work on that intro.
Ugh.
But anyways, 50 episodes.
We're 50 episodes in.
Oh. Ah! Welcome back to Agents After Hours podcast. Our podcast is for the people that want to know about this industry that thinks I'm talking about. What's up, homies? Welcome back to Agents After Hours. Our podcast is for agents who want to talk about the parts of this industry no one wants to say out loud.
We're Erica.
And Paige.
And we're here to bring you unfiltered, unapologetically honest real estate talk. So pour a drink, take a breath, and let's dive in, baby.
Cheers, Paige.
Cheers to 50.
Cheers to 50.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So this episode is going to be a little bit different. We have talked about ourselves in episode like 1 and 2 and give you like a quick brief intro. You learn more about us in episode 5.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. So, but this one's going to be a little bit deeper. We have written down questions for each other, like kind of like interview style, and they're fucking deep. So if you like trauma dumping, this episode is for you.
My husband listens to the podcast, oddly enough, and he's like, you guys really need to talk about something personal. And so I'm here for it. Although our mission today is to fucking cry.
Yeah.
We're here to cry.
And I'm on my period. So this is bound to happen. And my husband does not listen to the podcast. He doesn't listen to podcasts in general. He's listened to a couple clips here and there and he thinks it's hilarious. And he laughs like when I'm editing it. And I'm like, you really should listen to it. But anyways, regardless, I was just reading him the questions and I teared up on some of them.
You look like you're teared up right now.
Well, I'm not going to. But anyways, we played rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to be answering questions first. And that is me. And I'm going off the cuff. I started to type things out and I was just like, we're just going to see what happens.
I think it's better to do it off the cuff. I just wanted to have something prepared because I feel like I'm always the one that's not prepared. So
that could be me this episode full-heartedly.
But okay, so let's just get the elephant out of the room. I suck at segues. And so if I need to like just if we're just switching, it's because we're just switching. All right, Paige Corpolis. The way that I have my question set up for you is kind of based on your past to your present and then like motherhood. So you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Question number 1. Okay, when you think about your upbringing and your childhood, what parts of it shaped you the most, for better or for worse?
So I'll be honest, I don't remember too much of my childhood. It was very chaotic, and I think that part of me like disassociates with that. But the parts that I do remember, my parents argued a lot. I lived in a split home, so back and forth. So like Monday, Wednesday, every other Friday, Saturday, Sunday was with one parent. Tuesday, Thursday, every other Friday, Saturday, Sunday was with another parent. So I had like a to-go bag every day. So that is big. And then also the amount of like bullying I faced was pretty intense. And then just me being loud and everybody telling me to be quiet. So I think that better or worse, what shaped me, everybody telling me to calm down, be quiet, like that's a trigger word for me. Like when people are like, oh, you're being too loud. But like I think that helped me because I do realize, like, I had to learn time and place for that situation.
Mhm.
Not that I had to be like, change who I was, just or I just had needed to round my edges, and I still have a ways to go, but that was one thing. Chaotic part, probably why I'm in the career that I am, is the chaos, the back and forth, the bickering. That's kind of similar to real estate, in my opinion.
I think that having to go somewhere every other night would be so hard, and I just wish that maybe they could have done, like, 1 week on, 1 week off for you. I think that would have at least given you a little bit more stability, but, like, I can't imagine just being in one home one day and then one home the next day. That just seems very hard.
I don't My parents didn't co-parent well. They still don't, like, coexist well. Um, so I don't think that was an option. There was no compromise there. It was never like, what's in the best interest of I think they both were trying to look out for my best interest, but that situation, it's very I think when it was who got to spend time with me the most, there was no what's in the best interest of the child.
Okay.
Um, but then I was able to the bad part about that is I was able to play them against each other. So, like, my mom was very strict, my dad was not. So I'd be like, "I'm just going to my dad's house then
Yeah.
because dad's gonna let me do whatever I want." And my mom didn't fight that, because, like, she wasn't gonna fight my dad. They had a horrible relationship and, you know, I just don't think that they either one really wanted to deal with each other.
That's interesting. I don't think I knew that, but it leads me to questions in the future that I wanna ask you. So,
'Kay.
okay, but when you were growing up, what kind of woman did you think you would become,
Ooh.
and how close does that feel
Uh,
now?
it's very off. So, before Riley, because for those that don't know, I was a teen mom. I was pregnant in high school, 16, had Riley just before my 18th birthday. Um, so before Riley, I did not want kids. I wanted to dance or cheer for an NFL team. That was a big career for me. I wanted to go to University of Kentucky to cheer, and then I wanted to cheer for Dallas, and which is crazy now that I'm married to a Dallas fan. And I wanted to live in the city. I didn't want to have any kids. I just wanted to be very focused on my career and myself. Got knocked up. Obviously, that changed. But then I thought that I was just going to end up becoming a statistic,
Mhm.
like a teen mom statistic. And I don't think anybody would have been surprised if I failed. So the fact that I am where I am now, given both of those, is pretty wild to me.
Oh, that is so cool. Obviously, we're all, like, super inspired by you. Okay, so then the next little subject that I have is, like, your marriage, your change, and your reinvention. So, like, you have had very distinct chapters in your life,
Hmm.
right? Especially with love and marriage. I think one of the things that we connected on was the fact that we were both married and divorced really young and then remarried, also pretty young.
Hmm.
So I wanted to ask what your first marriage taught you about yourself that you didn't really understand at the time.
So I am still in a huge healing journey for that.
Okay.
And I think that there's multiple, like, levels to that because I was 16 when I had met my ex-husband, and I grew up with him. So 16 until 22, that's all I knew. And that is such a fundamental part of your life if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
I have an almost 17-year-old. So, like, to put my like what how old he is now, I was already pregnant.
Mhm.
So, like, to think about, like, Riley in that mindset of being like, I'm about to be a dad. I could never. Um, so I'm still healing from that. That was 7 years of absolute hell that I'm still learning how to handle now. But so at first was just like the trauma that he put me through, learning how to unlearn those bad habits. Like, I remember when Brandon and I first started dating, I went to go put my hair up and I'm like, is this okay? And he's like, what?
Mhm.
I was like, is it okay if I put my hair up? And he was like, I don't fucking care. But I had to ask if I wanted to do anything with my hair. If I wanted to wear makeup, I had to ask that question. Me having curly hair, he thought that I was dressed up for someone else because I know he hates curly hair. Why would I have my hair curly when I know he hates it? Why do I have makeup on? Who am I trying to impress? Why am I wearing thong underwear? Those are things that, like, I had to unlearn. Now I think I'm to the point where I have to be so thankful that Riley is not with somebody that did to me what he did to me at
Mhm.
such a young age. Like, I was 16 years old and I can't tell you how many times he had already threatened suicide. If someone was holding Riley by the balls threatening suicide, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. I couldn't imagine how how he would process that.
Mhm.
So I think that more or less what that relationship has taught me is how to be a better parent to make sure my kids don't go through that. Because not that I don't think my parents were good parents, I don't think that they really had control over me. And I don't mean that in like a puppet master type of way, but they didn't have much influence over my decisions.
Mhm.
We weren't close enough for them to ever influence me. Whereas I feel like I am close enough to my kids to influence them.
Mhm.
I also think it has taught me how to be more mindful. The good part of it is being mindful of other people's reactions or emotions, which can be a pro and a con. So
Mhm.
like I always had to walk on eggshells around my ex. So like now I'm just more in tune with if Brandon feels off, is everything okay? And it's
Mhm.
not necessarily in an unhealthy way, but I'm so good at disconnecting that it's kind of nice to also have that little trauma that I have to be like overly cautious of how I move because I do want to be considerate. Because I can go into like old page, like work page, and start being numb and not seeing anything around me. So I think there's pros and cons.
So, your first husband is also Riley's dad?
Correct.
Okay. So, did he, like was when he would get upset or, like, get pissed off at you, did he just, like, shut down completely, so you had to try to gauge him without, like, knowing what he was feeling, or did he explode?
So my brother, when he found out all the shit that he had done to me, my brother said, I would have never guessed that because I always heard you yelling,
Mhm.
me yelling, and
Mhm.
never heard him yelling.
Mhm.
He was a gaslighter. He was a manipulator. So he would twist it and make me feel like I was crazy. Like, what are you even talking about? I didn't do that. I literally just went over to their house to go pick something up. They needed a ride home. What are you talking? Like, no, you took her home to fuck her. Like you didn't take her home because she needed a ride and you were being the good guy.
Mhm.
Like he at his grandma's funeral, this is another prime example I think of that's more recent. And I do want to clarify that he is a year sober at this point.
Mhm.
Like he is an addict, so a lot of his behavior is because of his family. I do want to, I try not to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to because he was also a child.
Mhm.
His
Mhm.
parents were not around either. He had to do things as like adult things at a child age. Like he didn't have a walk in the park life either. Like,
He had his own thing, and he probably wasn't very self-aware of that.
correct.
Okay.
So when his grandma died, he was still in full addiction and he came to the funeral. This is the first time we had seen him in years. This is the first time Riley had seen him in probably 5 years.
Mhm.
And he showed up to his grandma's funeral drunk
Mhm.
and he was in the front pew and he was like nodding off. Like you could tell everybody knew in there that he was in active addiction sitting at his grandma's funeral. And the priest or whoever was like, does anybody want to say any final words? As this man is like nodding off and he's like, I would like to say something. That is how fast he can flip. And he stood up and he gave the best speech. He can speak to anybody and he can, it's kind of like almost like those narcissistic, like motivational speakers where you're just like, I know you're full of shit, but you're selling everybody in here.
Mhm.
That was him. Like he could sell anybody. And he's such a great speaker and he sounds so educated. So like he was just able to like, so he never exploded. He just flipped switches. Like, and then you're just like, are you like, you sound so believable. Like, are you being honest? Because you're making me question the facts that I know because of what I've seen.
Mhm.
So no, he never exploded. It was always very quiet.
Okay. Because I was wondering if that's kind of why you feel like you have to gauge, like, Brandon and those around you. If, for example, he would always shut down and never let you in to, like, what he was thinking.
Oh, I knew too much of what he was thinking.
Okay. So he communicated a lot, or he just, like, let it out?
He didn't communicate effectively. He let it out, but it was always like in a weird, twisted, manipulative way. Like, I love you so much. Like, you're the best thing ever to me. You mean so much to me. This is how much that's why you can't leave me. I love you, like everything about you. Nobody can handle you, Paige. Like, you're such a fighter. You know this. I helped you. I healed you.
Ugh,
Like, it
I
was
don't like
always
that.
so, but then when he was drunk, that's when I have chills just saying that. Cause like, just the way I can hear his voice when he says that. Um, but like when he was drunk, like if I didn't give him attention, that's when he kind of became aggressive, but he was never violent to me
Mhm.
physically. As years went on, he did become like he would have gotten there because he did physically abuse his other girlfriends after
Mhm.
me. But like we were drunk one time, we were 17, we were 16, I wasn't pregnant. We were 16, we were at a hotel party and he got into the hot tub naked and there was like a bunch of girls there, a bunch of guys there. And I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
"What are you fucking doing?" And he was like, "No," he was like, are you insecure? Like, you don't want me in the hot tub? Why don't you come and join me?" And I said, "You're in there with other naked girls. Like, I'm not comfortable with this." Literally, he was like, "Oh, is this what you're afraid of?" Stood up, butt ass naked, and chucked a beer bottle at my head. Like, that is the most violent he has ever gotten with me.
That's so awkward.
Very awkward. At 16, let me just I wanna preface that. At 16, like, I can't imagine Riley having somebody throw a beer bottle at his head.
It is crazy to think about because I've often thought, like, with my mom being younger too, like, at 21, like, how what I was doing at 21 and then, like, having to raise a whole child at 21, or, like, the fact that I know a lot of people who are my age, I'm just turned 33, that have, like, 18-year-olds is crazy to
Yeah.
me. Just because I'm like, "How did you do that?" Like, good for you. That just seems like I don't know how they did it.
Yeah. Survival.
Survival. Okay, so was there a moment when you realized that you had outgrown that version of your life, and even though maybe you felt, like, nervous letting it go?
Yeah. So, I try to leave Dylan a lot, like, a lot, a lot. And for whatever reason, I always went back, and I still don't understand that. Like, if I think about it now, probably because I'm so far from that version of myself that I don't know how I ever tolerated that,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't tolerate it now.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if you got me fucked up like that.
Mhm.
So, I know at the end, though, of that relationship, like, I started feeling a disconnect. And I remember for like 9 months, which is crazy because for anybody that doesn't know, I'm battling faith right now. But at that moment in my life, and this should be like a key factor. And I don't know why I'm not thinking about it, but like, or why I haven't thought about it until just this moment. But like, I remember for 9 months, I prayed, if this man is not who I'm supposed to be with, like, please take that love out of my heart for him, because I felt like I was being held back because of him.
Mhm.
And so when I left, I had already mourned that marriage for 9 months prior to me leaving. So when I left, he was like, "You're so cold." And I never looked back after that. Once I was done, I was done. So I feel like that's because that moment, it wasn't on my own. I knew that I outgrew it. That's why I started praying, but it was because of God that I was outgrown from that, because he just was staying the same. And
Uh-huh.
I was like ready to do things. I was getting promotions at work. Like, I was ready to do big things. And I just knew that I couldn't do that with him.
So when you were getting the promotions and, like, excelling and, like, starting to succeed and see that little bit of, like, success, was he one to bring you down, or was he, like, encouraging and, like, supportive? What was his vibe when
I
you started to do
cannot
that?
remember for the life of me. What I do remember is that he would, like, if I went a long period of time without texting him during work, like, he would be like, too busy for me.
Mhm.
Like, so I feel like if that's how he was during the workday, that's probably how he reacted at home.
Mhm.
We also had to say, like when I got to work. Like, so if he wasn't at home, I'd be like, "Hey, leaving home, heading to work." And when I got to work, "Hey, I'm at work." "Hey, leaving for lunch." "Hey, back from lunch." "Hey, leaving work." Like, every move I made had to be communicated.
Okay.
And so I feel like remembering those key details, I can't really remember, but he also didn't provide anything at home. Like, I remember my check being $766 for 2 weeks. So I would like write down, like, on a piece of paper, like, this is what I need to pay. And he would get $640 every 2 weeks, which is such, like, I don't know how people lived on that, if I'm
Yeah.
being quite honest. So he would get $640 every 2 weeks, and I would only see $300 of that. So my whole check was going towards bills, and his only, like, half of it was because he had addiction and he needed his fun money. And if I didn't let him have fun money, I was the world's worst wife.
Okay, so he was going through active addiction while you guys were together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not it was alcohol. He was a drunk for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. I guess I didn't know that. I didn't know if the addiction came after or, like, during, but, like, I can't imagine if anyone who's in that headspace to be, like, encouraging, like, "Go, take life by the balls," it would I
Mhm.
almost feel like that would probably be scary for him. Another thing is I've talked to a lot of women who have gone through divorce or, like, going through it, and something that they said is, like, "I mourned the marriage a long time ago," because they say, like, when a woman checks out, like, there's no coming back from
Mm-mm.
that, it's done.
Yeah.
But was that something that, like, did he feel blindsided when you did
Yes.
that? But you were probably giving the hints all along, or, like, trying to communicate,
I will
right?
be honest, I was done in finding ways to catch him so I could blame it on him.
Mhm.
I will be honest with that. And I did catch him doing something and I did blame it on that, but when I didn't let up, he knew that it was more than just that.
Mhm.
He knew that he thought it was because of another guy and it wasn't. The reason that I ended up leaving was because it was like, I don't know, midnight-ish and I was already in bed and our house was really tiny. Dylan was out playing video games and he was on Xbox. The door was open so like I could still like see and hear him.
Mhm.
And Riley, he was making some noise and I kind of startled, woke up. We had a baby monitor still. And I remember Dylan saying like, "Hey, I got to go get my son. He's waking up and my wife is sleeping." So Riley had stopped crying a bit and he was still playing a bit. And all of a sudden I heard like, "I really got to go. I would really," something to the effect of, "I would really like to give you my juices."
Ugh.
So fucking gross.
Oh, that's so gross.
So nasty. And so I was like, what the fuck? So I grabbed my phone and there had been an incident a couple months prior where there was accusations that he was sexting other girls.
Okay.
So I created a fake text like they have those apps where you can download and you can
Mhm.
text on. So like I created one and I had sent him a nude picture. Just one I fucking Googled. I Googled boobs. Or I don't know. And I sent it to him and he was like, holy crap, who's this? And I was like, this motherfucker.
Mhm.
So I went out. I at this point I'm pissed because he said some girl on Xbox he wanted to give juices. He brought up that we have a fucking kid and my wife is sleeping
Yeah.
and yet she's still talking to you and then like proceed to sex somebody else. Like all in the same like 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Gross. So I get up and I'm like, "Let me see your phone." And he was like, okay." So I look at his phone. That number, I caught him off guard.
Mhm.
That phone was gone or that text was not there on his phone. He was using like one of his old phones and
Oh,
had his
that's
iCloud
weird.
signed into it. So I would never catch it on his phone.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
so I'm
that's
like, stand
manipulative.
the fuck up. Like, but so it's weird now because like all the ways that he like lied and snuck, like I always when there's insecurities have spoke loudly in my marriage currently. And I'm always like, well, you could be doing this. And he's like, who thinks of that? Brandon would be like, who thinks of that? And I'm like, my ex-husband thought of that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he got all twisted. So like so that was kind of my reason for leaving at that point. And I was already disconnected. I didn't give two fucks what he was doing. I was done.
Yeah.
I was checked out. I was just waiting for something. So I said, you have a week to get out of my house. And I packed up Rye and we went to my mom's and he was out that following Friday.
Never looked back.
Never looked back.
Wow.
Never wanted to go back. Never asked to go back. He made a divorce last a year though. And that was fucking annoying.
That is really annoying.
I was like already in a serious relationship
And
at
you're
that
like, "What
point.
do I even have? We don't even have anything to split."
Yeah.
So you said you were a teen mom.
Mhm.
So, like, aside from the obvious sacrifices of, like, your social life and all the things, how do you feel like becoming a mom changed you in ways that you did not expect?
Um, so if I would have stayed the course that I was on, so like obviously I said that I wanted to do all of these things if I didn't have Riley. Um, I don't know if the path that I was heading would have ultimately led me there.
Mhm.
To be quite frank, if Rye was not here, I probably would not be here. So I think that that's one thing I haven't talked about much until maybe recently, but like, and I think you have a question that's like further down that kind of what's something that no one knows, but like I battle with depression. And when I say depression, it's not just depression, it's suicidal thoughts. Like that is something I've always struggled with. So I think that those I have fought. So sacrificing for me is my own feelings. I feel like for Riley, because if I'm gone, who does he have? Where does he go? Where does he fall back on?
Mhm.
And obviously now it would be Brandon, but like he has been, I truly say that Riley has saved me. So for sacrificing, everything that I sacrificed for him was good. So nothing that felt like a sacrifice. Like I needed to give up the drinking, the partying, the crazy things that happen when you drink and do drugs, like those kind of things. Like those weren't sacrifices for me. Those were things that I needed to give up.
Mhm.
So for me, I think sacrificing my own emotions, my own feelings, because I needed to safeguard him would be the only thing I could call as like a sacrifice, but I don't think it's a sacrifice.
'Cause you had to be strong
I
and, like,
did.
fight through those feelings that you had.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people probably talk about that.
Yeah.
So well, that kind of goes right into my next question because I wanted to ask, how do you balance being strong for your kids while also allowing yourself to be a human and be imperfect?
Brandon.
Uh-huh.
Brandon. Like, he is full-heartedly my rock. There's been moments where I did cave. I there was one attempt after Hazley was born. I had postpartum really bad, and I thought I was giving it up. I was giving everything up. I was done. I was ready just to be done. Um, but I think after I lost Allison, that also kind of helped me, like, those thoughts had to go away.
Mhm.
And then just being Brandon. Brandon is my lifeline
Mhm.
for that. Like, he he helps me remember that I'm still a person and I can feel feelings without it going to that extreme.
Yeah, so he's, like, over the years been able to kind of, like, identify, "Hey, this is what's going on with Paige, and I need to
Yeah.
step up and handle her in this way."
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really what you need.
Yeah.
Which l Perfect segue into love, healing, and partnership, which is another thing I wanted to talk about. So, you got divorced, and then
Mhm.
you said that you were in a serious relationship after that. I don't know if that was Brandon or someone else, but how did you know that you were ready to, like, love again? And then what felt different about entering the current marriage that you're in, which is, like, totally different?
Totally different.
And then did that change the way that you receive and show love?
Yes, for sure. I learned more about like what my love language was. So how I show love and how people need to see love. Yeah, I cared enough to explore that with him.
Mhm.
But no, he was I don't think I ever on the on the fifth episode, we asked how you and Eris met, and it got so carried away that we never circled back to Brandon and I.
Oh, yeah.
In that story, there is a story that is that is embarrassing for me. That makes
Okay.
me look bad. But in a nutshell, like I homie hopped my ass over to Brandon, and so he was my first like serious relationship after. But I broke up with Brandon like 4 times
Mhm.
before I finally let him like
In?
yeah.
Do you think that was because of what he had gone through, or did you just, like, need to be in control of the situation?
I think that I needed someone to prove to me that I was worth fighting for.
Okay. That actually makes sense. You needed that. I could see that.
But I mean, it was no walk in the park for Brandon and I. I put him through the ringer. And like I said, like he is, it's not healthy as much as I probably rely on him for my mental like health, but like also that's kind of a partner to me. Like that's what partnership is when one can't be strong, you are. But Brandon has been my rock through the healing. So I think that him being stable, that's the difference. He's steady. He just has very steady hands. He's very calm. He's very mild. And when I do this,
Mhm.
he's just steady. Like I if my dad listens to this, he's going to take offense to it. This is why I've never said it out loud, but like he can get his panties in a bunch. I don't care. But like all I've ever known my whole life is male abuse.
Mhm.
Not necessarily sexual. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be mental. Like there's so many. I don't have a single person in my life other than my kids and my husband that has not in some sense abused me.
Mhm.
And or harmed me or caused me any emotional distress, I
Mhm.
should say. So, like, Brandon was the first person to show me that men can be gentle. So,
So it took a while for him to be able to prove that to you.
100% because I didn't trust him.
But now do you think it's easier that, like, you can identify, like, okay, they might be few and far between, but, like, can you meet a man and be like, okay, he's one of the good ones? Like,
I
I could see
100%.
that. But you never
100%.
had that before.
Never. Because I didn't know what a good man looked like.
Right. But now knowing that, you
Yeah.
can, like, look and be like, oh, okay, like,
Yeah.
I,
I can usually spot and, like, give me 5 minutes talking to a guy, and I can tell you the type of man he is. Yes. I remember one so off topic. I remember one time, it was me and Brandon had just recently got married, and we were at a bar, and there was my friend Paige. She had a guy there that she had met, and they had started dating after that. But he had a friend, and this guy, he comes up to me, and he was an attractive guy, but he was like, "Hi, my name's so and so," and I'm like, "Sorry, I'm married." He's like, "Sorry," and I was like, "Okay, well, that was just like," and I get it now. Don't say sorry because, like, what am I sorry to be? But like at
yeah,
the
yeah,
time,
yeah.
I'm young. I didn't.
But you're not thinking, sorry, like, I'm sorry to you.
Yeah,
I'm married.
yeah, like, I'm not sorry that I'm married, I'm sorry that I'm hurting your feelings by rejecting you, like, I don't like that's what I'm saying, sorry, but regardless, like, he got really shitty, so I ended up telling him his whole life story, like, and I'm like, this is the type of person you are. I was spot on. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
But when cause he tried to tell me off and he tried to like call me names, all the things. Like I was a bitch, I was a cunt, all these things. But then his friend that was with him that ended up dating my friend, he was like, you were spot on with him, by the way. Everything that you said was accurate. And I'm like, yeah, I can clock men now. So I can tell.
I think though we've talked before about us just being very intuitive and
Mhm.
like having really good intuition and things like that, especially with people's vibes. And so like
Oh, yeah.
I can psychoanalyze people even when I don't want to,
It's so annoying.
but it is really annoying. But like that's funny because like that I mean to have that like chewed up and thrown in your face at a bar when you're trying to hit on
Yeah.
somebody, like damn.
Like,
That's kind of crazy.
I was ruthless.
Okay, so your current relationship, I don't even want to call it a relationship. It's obviously a marriage. Like your current marriage taught you what has your current marriage taught you about partnership that you didn't believe was possible before?
With my relationship with my ex-husband, it was always like me versus him. Like, and I always had to walk on eggshells. I said that. I was always like catering to him. I was always giving him more than he gave me. A partnership is not supposed to be like that. Me and Brandon work very well as a team, and your relationship should be a team. If
Mhm.
your relationship should also be with somebody that's like respects you, that wants to be around you. Like I have friends that are like, "Oh, my husband, I'm so glad my husband's out with the boys because like I get to have girl time," which is fine. Like I'm sure those marriages are healthy, but like obviously I don't like your husband that much because I love my husband and I want to
Yeah.
be around him all the time. He was just working on the floor at our office yesterday. I'm like, "Can you come home already? I just miss you."
Yeah.
And it's just like that is who your partner should be, is somebody that you want to spend time with. Obviously, I needed a girls' night a couple weekends ago, and I was like, "Girls, let's go." But I was literally the second I got home, I'm like, "I'm never leaving again." Like
Yeah.
this is a once a year thing. I'm never leaving again. That was
Yep.
enough. That was enough. But I don't know. I feel like it needs to be a partnership. You have to respect your partner, and you both need to be all in.
Mhm.
Because if one person's out, then you're just loving the other person more. Like it shouldn't feel like you love your husband more than he loves you, and your husband shouldn't feel like he loves you more than you love him. It needs to be very mutual.
I agree. And also, like, if you have someone who's not all in on the days that you can't give 100%, then, like, what's gonna happen? Like,
Yeah.
you need someone to, like, pick you up and get you going.
It's always, and even if it's just like we're both having sad days, we'll just mope on the couch son. Like,
Yeah.
and we both acknowledge the fact that we're both having off days and we'll just have a easy night in.
Yeah.
So
That comes with a lot of, like, communication too and, like, having someone who can also communicate their feelings and their thoughts, which is really important.
so Brandon was upset that I like told you a little bit that when we got into a little disagreement or had a hard moment in our marriage, which
Uh-huh.
wasn't even really that hard. And I told you, and you texted me when we were at Hacienda, and you were like, "Is your marriage okay?" And I'm like, "My marriage is just fine, Erica."
Well,
But
you
I
had
get,
said I had, like, a realization about my marriage, and I was like, "Is everything okay?" Like,
yeah.
you said it like that's how you worded it. So then I was like, "What does that mean?"
No, and it was just because I mean,
It was rage bait.
it wasn't rage bait. I just figured you would have understood a different way. That's all. But no, it was because like I had noticed that when Brandon and I have disagreements or we butt heads, and I don't want to say disagreements because we've never like he has never yelled and fought with me. There early on, I used to scream at him, and he would just be like, "Paige, you're yelling."
I could see that.
um, but like our when we butt heads or when we feel like one of us is trying more than the other. I like this is forever. Like this man is my life. Like
Uh-huh.
this is my partner. So I'm gonna acknowledge everything. Even if it's something that hurts his ego. If he's fucking up, I'm telling him. If I'm fucking up, you're telling me. We're gonna have but this was a revelation that I had about myself. We butt heads. I'm not a needy person. I don't require much. You have to feed me, but you don't have to water me often.
Mhm.
I'm an acts of service person. You just doing what you're supposed to do around the house makes me feel
Mhm.
better. That's how I feel loved. So I feel like I'm easy to please. Um, but then there's moments where I need quality time and I need physical touch. And when I don't communicate those to Brandon and I just seem very needy, he doesn't know how to handle that.
Mhm.
So I need to communicate better. Like, hey, I'm being super needy because I need attention, not like, and because I make him feel like a shit husband when I need attention and he's like out having guy night or on video games. Like, instead, like, I'll just whine about it instead of just being like, hey, like, I'm feeling kind of sad. I just need some love and attention
Mhm.
because it's not very often that I need it. So that was more or less like, I just noticed what I'm doing. It's normally follows after when I work really hard
Mhm.
and I have a lot on my plate and I start getting stressed out about it, then I become like a needy puppy.
It's weird because I also feel like I get really needy because I'm also kind of the same where I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I don't need like all of the touching and stuff
Yeah.
all the time. But like when I'm anxious about something, like I need attention, like
Now.
stare at my face or something. I don't know.
I
Just,
need you to tell me how beautiful I am every 5 seconds.
yeah, like reassure me things that you don't
Touch me
even
often.
know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm glad that that's okay.
everything's fine.
But
Everything is
like
great.
if you frame it like that, I'm going to be confused when you say it like that.
Yeah.
All right. What's one part of yourself that you've had to rebuild or reclaim over the years? This could be personally or professionally.
So you texted it to me the other day when you were like, "So does it feel pretty cool, like, that people are wearing your swag everywhere?" Like,
Yeah.
and you would think that a normal person would be excited about that,
Hmm.
but to me, it's still, like, really surreal because growing up, like I said in the beginning, like, I was bullied. I was never the first one picked. I was always, like, the last one picked. Like, anytime that there was team sports or you had to pick a color or pick a team or you had to pick your whatever the situation, I was always last. Nobody picked me. I was nobody's best friend growing up. People actually were like, I was like, people were always like, oh, well, you were a cheerleader, you were the cool kids, and I was like, no, I was the loser of the cool kids group, like
Hmm.
that, which also doesn't feel great. So like now that people pick me, it's very wild to me. So like learning that I'm likable has been something that I've had to learn or like reinvent in myself. Is that like that I'm likable.
I guess you're like striking a chord. Like my nose is getting tingly because I had told Eris, and like it was funny because when I texted you and I had asked you a question that you like completely avoided, or I made a comment that you completely avoided. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
And I was like, well, damn, okay. And here's the thing, like I was always also the same person that like there would be like a group of 3 people, but I'd never get like a friendship bracelet or
Yeah,
something like that. Like, and it would like looking back, I'm like, damn, that's messed up. But like, I feel like I always needed that validation too, like from at least like from my husband,
yeah,
which he's obviously like very in tune with that. But it took me a lot of like digging, and that's what I like realized. I was like, I was never like the best friend. I was always like
never.
the second best friend, or like, yeah, when I'm not with so and so, I'll come over and hang out with you. Like that's how it always was.
Yeah. But then so sometimes like I had friends, parents, like the friends would be like, "Oh, well, it was Paige." Like I got blamed for doing so many things. Like don't get me wrong, I did some wild ass shit. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
But like when I would never get caught doing wild shit unless I was with somebody else that like whose parents thought that I was a bad
That
influence.
it was you.
Then it was me. And I'm like, there was one incident where someone was like, "You made my daughter sneak out." And I'm like, "Of your house. I made your daughter sneak out of your house, who knew how to unset your alarm, who knew exactly what window to go out of your own house and knew exactly where to go and told me where to walk." It wasn't me. I was always a friend that didn't give a shit. Like, you want to go pass out in a ditch? I'll go with you.
Yeah.
You want to go like snort some coke in the back room? I'll watch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. But parents didn't like that. Parents wanted me to be the good friend. And I'm like, your kids were ratchet all on their own. They just got caught with me because I was louder. I was more free spirited. I didn't give a shit about rules and authority because I didn't need it at home. Because if my mom said no, I just went to my dad's. Like, I don't get me wrong. I understand why parents didn't like me, but to blame me for shit that your kids,
Yeah, I mean, that has to be hard. I feel like that's a hard pill to swallow for people who like feel like their kids are angels because I'm sure everybody feels like.
and I think they knew that their kids weren't angels, but I think that a lot of them thought that I was worse than their kids. And I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea. But I'll take the blame for it. But that's also what I'm saying. So, like, parents blamed me as being the bad kid. People didn't really like me. I got bullied a fuck ton. I remember I went from like no boobs to boobs from 6th grade to 7th grade. And people would throw tissue at me. They would fill my lockers with tissue. They would like try to rip like my tits out of my shirt. And then finally I was like, I'll just show you my boobs. I don't stuff. And they would be like, oh, she's a lesbian now. And I'm like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. There was a girl in middle school that punched my arm every time I walked by. Like, I was just never somebody that was like
Yeah.
liked. But then you ask people that were nerdier or less popular, they thought that I was a part of. And I'm like, I was just getting made fun of in this group. I was a laughing stock of that group. But it's funny now because like I see where their lives have taken them. And I'm not saying this egotistically, I promise. But I'm just like, I was never the problem.
Did I ever tell you about the girl that like she smacked my face in the middle of the hallway?
I got punched at a birthday party.
But for what?
But like, what are you touching me for?
What? Like what are you like
Did you punch her back?
I don't think so because my mom was very much like, "Don't like, violence is not the answer."
Mm,
But I don't remember, like, how I handled it, but, yeah, I remember she, like, just, like, backhanded me in the hallway
yeah,
for no reason.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there was a reason, I don't remember.
People are just ruthless.
They really are. But again, like you said, I whatever. I hope their life gets great. I hope they're fine. I hope they're all doing great.
I hope that their insides are healthy and happy. That's all that matters. I don't give a shit about their materialistic things. I just hope they're good people.
I
I
hope
hope
so
I
too.
hope they've gotten better. But it
That
does
was
crack me up.
very
There's one girl that I will never forgive.
Do you
There's
wanna talk about it?
there's just one girl I'll never forgive. So when she posts like, and it was, and I hold grudges. Like very rarely, but when I hold grudges, I hold on to them. But when I'm Facebook friends with her, and when she talks about all the horrible things that have gone wrong in her life, I'm just like, don't care. Good for you.
You should like it or ha it.
I
No,
want to.
don't ha it. That's 2 in your face, but, like,
It is. But like, and this person will never know that I dislike her. But like, even though like my brother kind of knows that family, and even like when I see her sister, I'm just like, fuck you and your whole family
and your mom.
and your mom.
All right, this is where we're gonna get deep. We have 3
Oh,
left.
okay. I don't think this is gonna be that deep. You're not gonna make me cry.
Okay, I feel like we're getting there. Okay, what internal battle have you fought quietly that most people would never guess?
I
That's
think I
deep.
kind of already talked about that.
We need to talk about that.
But I feel like a lot of people think I'm more confident than what I am because of the way that I come off. Like people would be like, "Oh, you're not afraid to talk to anybody." I actually am. I have like I have imposter syndrome. I am very insecure. I lack all the confidence, and that does not help when you're also, by the doctor's definition, suicidal. So I would say that those three things are things that I have battled with that probably no one would know unless I said something.
I think that those are those things so that, everyone who fights that, who battles that, I don't feel like that's not something that's, like, very common. So, like, you don't know how to relate to someone if you're not going through a situation like that, people don't know how to relate to you or, like, how to move or how to step to make you feel better. Because I don't think there is. I think
There
it's
is
just
no way.
something you have to work through, and then, like, the dark cloud kinda has to go away, and then one day the sun just comes up and you're like, "Oh, I'm
I'm good.
better."
I'm fine. Yeah. I would say I didn't start talking about depression and suicide maybe until like the last few years because like I was so ashamed of it. And looking back now, I'm like, I don't know why. Probably because it just seems very dirty, or I didn't want people to be like, what can I do? How can I like, or then anytime I had a bad feeling, people be like, how bad is this feeling? And I'm like,
Yeah.
don't look at me like that.
Mhm, mhm.
Like, you're going to have to trust that and like I said, those thoughts haven't gone away. I will be very honest about that. But ever since Allison, it makes it seem that feeling is just as bad. Like those the feelings, the thoughts of me harming myself are just as loud as the thoughts of how bad the people that Allison loved or that loved Allison feel since she has taken it. She didn't solve anything by going.
Mhm,
She might feel better up in heaven, but the damage that she left, that's not something that I want to leave. I hate hurting people.
mhm,
And I don't think that they would be happier if I was gone. I would be happier in that moment. I feel like I would be happier, but no one else would be happier. And I think that that's ever since she passed, that's the shift that I've had mentally. The thoughts haven't stopped. I just know how to rationalize them now
mhm.
because
You've seen it firsthand.
I watched I watched Allison's children react to putting her in the grave.
Mhm.
And that is something I never wanna see my kids do.
That goes back to you, like, having to fight those for your kids
Yeah,
and Brandon
yeah,
and your family.
yeah.
That's really, really hard.
It'll be fine.
Um,
It's all fine.
alright, so you've gone through some hard things, some hard challenges.
Mhm,
You've said before that you kind of just, like, disassociate.
mhm.
But if you could sit across from the woman that you were during the hardest time of your life,
Mm.
what would you want her to hear now?
That one I probably should have prepared. I probably could have wrote something good for that. I don't know. I feel like I would want her to know that it wouldn't feel so lonely.
Mhm,
Like, there's people around me now that do genuinely that choose to be around me.
mhm.
And before I felt like I said, I had to choose people. Like no one ever chose me. So I would say hold on, people will choose you. I think that would be the biggest thing. like your time will come. I always felt like I'm a Leo. So like I like the attention, I like validation, I like being center stage. I'm not discrediting that. I just think that like I was always shut down the moment that I had a taste of it. I was always calm down, be quiet. You're not that great. You're not the best one. You're not the favorite. Like I would say now, like your time will come. So like just take a it's not that deep. In the moment, it wasn't as deep as I felt things. So
But now I feel like you're in a position where, like, you are so many people's favorite. Like, so many people's
that's
favorite.
so wild to me.
But it's true. Like, I feel like you do in a way have, like, people that, like, want genuinely
Yeah.
want your attention and stuff, and, like, that has to be difficult, but you've kinda said before that you put them through the test or, like, it's hard for you to, like,
Ooh.
trust them.
Oh yeah, I don't trust nobody. I say that generally, but no, that's not true. I do. I trusted everybody. There's been a couple songs that I've related to where it's like I don't have to tell everybody everything about me. And so when I did that, there was one person a handful of years ago that I put entirely too much trust in. I thought we had a lot in common. We had a lot of like devils that we had fought with that we had to forgive ourselves that we related on, and like she was still fighting those demons, and I was older than her, and I was kind of still trying to navigate those, and she ended up like totally backstabbing me, and
Mhm,
all of my past mistakes, she and her current mistakes, she combined them together and made a story. And she ended up apologizing later on and saying that, like, she did it to sabotage me. She was jealous of me. She was trying to, like, she admitted all of this later on. But, like, when that relationship ended, I became so cold.
mhm.
I became so fucking cold. I didn't like anybody. I didn't trust any female. I didn't want any friends. But then I met somebody else that was like, I wanted to be her friend really bad, but I
Mhm,
couldn't, like, I just couldn't open up to her. I
mhm.
just couldn't. There was something, there was a roadblock, and probably for valid reasons, thinking about it now. But at the end of the friendship, she was like, Paige, you just don't let me in. Like, it's hard to be your friend because, like, it doesn't seem like you want me to be your friend. And I did on the inside, but I didn't know how to act on that because I would never be vulnerable.
I have a friend like that, so, like, I know how that feels to feel that way, and she might tell people like, "Oh, I'm her best friend," but for me, I don't feel that because I feel like she doesn't want me there, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So that's a tough position to be in, I feel like for both people,
Yeah. It is. And
because at
then
some point they stop reciprocating that, they stop, like, trying.
right, right. But then I think it goes back to like all the best friends that I thought I had in school, they ended up going away. So like why? Like I just have friend trauma.
But I don't feel like we're at a point in life where, like, you need to have, like, a best friend, it's just kind of like the people near you.
I
I guess it doesn't
agree.
need a term, you know?
I agree.
Now, I don't think you've cried, but I've definitely seen you tear up, so mission accomplished. Alright. What do you hope this is my favorite question of the whole thing.
Oh god.
Alright, what do you hope your kids learn about resilience, leadership, and self-worth by watching the life you're building today?
This hard was the question when I read this was like really hard because like I don't think any of my kids are gonna be as hardworking as I am because I think that they've seen the negative side of that. Um, but I hope what they learn is that if you like something, like your job should be something that you love. I hope
Mhm,
that they learn that. I think that they learn to be ambitious with their goals and to know that it's possible through hard work.
mhm,
But I think that my kids are also don't know what hard work is in the term of like the way that I think hard work is because they're spoiled. I mean, at the end of the day,
mhm.
like they have the goal of me giving them a childhood that I never had, and I think that they are pretty spoiled, and they might not work as hard. Like I tell Hazley all the time because her spending habits, I'm like, you might want to find yourself a good husband because I don't know who's going to be affording you. We're not going to pay for your expensive ass taste for the rest of your life. Like she wants to go get she wants to go to Sephora to get skincare. I don't even go to Sephora to get skincare. I have Sephora money. She does not, and I don't
Yeah,
even spend it.
you gotta put her onto, um, the snail music.
That girl would never. That girl would never. But regardless, I think Hazley is gonna take from me what a good husband is. I think that that is
Mhm.
one important thing. Like I don't think she's gonna have a trial run like I did, but like I think that she's gonna learn to know what a happy home is. I think that that's with Riley. I think that he is going to learn how, despite everything in your childhood, how you can move forward and not be a victim. And I think Dayton is going to have to learn. I don't know what Dayton's learning yet. We're still in the heat of that. We're still in the rut of that age. He's middle school. He's kind of crazy.
Yeah, middle school is like, we should just skip it all together, just like omit and
Yeah.
go from there. But it's really cool to see that like each of your kids is gonna take something different based on like where they came at in your life.
I think Dayton will always be ambitious.
Hmm.
I think that Dayton will always be hungry to try something. He's just going to have to learn self-control.
He has a really great personality too.
He's very, what do they call it? Riz, I think is what they call it. Charismatic. Yeah. And he can write really good and he can draw really good. And he has a lot of things going for him. He just needs to learn how to control it and hone in and not be so scatterbrained.
We're all working on that.
We are.
So you got this, Dayton. You
Yes.
got this.
I think he has a great heart and he has a great soul. And I think that he has a great family to make sure that he stays in the right path. But he could go south real fucking quick.
He won't.
He's not
He
going
won't.
to. No.
That's all the questions I have. Do you have anything you want to add that you feel like we didn't touch on that like makes you who you are? Like a catch-all?
No, I think we talked about everything. It's Erica's turn now on the hot seat and with her coat that is a blankie.
I know, and my foot's like all the way up here.
I know. We really should have.
Got comfy. It's okay. I'm in comfy clothes.
All right.
I'm ready. I don't think I'm gonna cry. I do think that I might tear up in a couple of parts, but we'll see. How you ask them, maybe. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Let's go, baby.
What was your childhood like and what parts of how you were raised still show up in how you live today?
Okay, so I was raised by a single mom. I think that's important to say because that definitely shaped me because I have like the hustle mentality, like the survival mode mentality.
Get shit done, mama.
Kind of. Okay, so my mom is I'm a clone of her. Just very chaotic brained, very ADHD. My mom never was medicated. She's still not medicated to this day. So whereas I am, so I control it a little bit
Yeah.
more. But just like the hustle and the drive, I remember seeing my mom doing like business planning all the time. She's so creative. She's so good at the things. She has all the ideas, struggles with execution a little bit, but I can relate to that. So like that definitely shaped me, but like just always knowing that like if you live to fight another day, then like just go for it.
Yeah.
I did always have my dad, but in a very like transactional type of way.
Mm.
He is like he always kept me on his insurance and like he picked me up once a week to go do whatever. Like I always had that, but obviously like I was closer with my mom. And my mom's side of the family, that's where I think my identity crisis kind of comes in with like being mixed race is really, really hard because like somebody today told you that I looked like I was white and then you're like, I would think you were something. So like, it's just a weird, it depends on who you ask, which is a really weird place to be in. I'm just myself at this point. I'm just me. But going back to that, I spent a lot of time with my grandpa. So my grandpa was a felon. He got in trouble for some LSD stuff when he was
Ooh, fun.
younger. Yeah, he was a hippie. When he passed, he had really long hair, like very, very much a hippie.
I love that.
Yeah, so when he was a felon, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't go get a job, so he created a business. And he worked every single day. He struggled with a lot of chronic autoimmune disorders. He had multiple. So, like but to see him get up every day and work and have, like, that drive, he's like, I'm not gonna sit around and let life happen to me, like, I'm gonna go out and
Right.
fix it." And so that's all of that shaped me. And then I have my Nana who's also like me and my mom, very free spirit. So I think that all made me very well-rounded.
Did you share that video of them dancing on Instagram?
No.
I just love that. Like, I was gonna say reference that, like, for
Yeah.
Free Spirited, that was
Mhm.
so cute. I love that.
Yeah, they're funny. They should have had a reality, TV show.
So mom and dad were not together. Were they ever together in your life?
Oh, yeah, they weren't together. When I was I think they split up when I was an infant. Like, I was
Mhm.
very young. I don't ever remember them being together. I think they briefly tried when I was, like, in 3rd grade, but it was like they've always been very civil, though, like, where you said your parents, like, hated each
Yeah.
other. I remember my mom was very much like, "I'm gonna get him to do what I want him to do," and but very, like, civil, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could still see them getting married to this day.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's just very my mom's the boss,
Yeah.
and my dad is he needs to be the boss too, so I think that's why they could never work.
Right.
But it was never bad feelings. They never talked bad about each other. It was very chill.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Growing up, what did you think your life would look like?
So this is a really interesting thing because I remember in like 3rd grade on doing ISTEP
Mhm.
where they make you like write an essay about your life and like so many things I can see now in my life, which is crazy.
I love that.
So, like, I remember writing about, like because they wanted you to be very descriptive was, like, the whole goal of it, so I remember, like, the dog and, like, the vanilla and the night like, the comfy house and, like, just things that I can see in my own life, and so that alone, I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy." Always picture myself being a mom, that's funny, but also always had the animals, like, had the farm, had the thing like, that's how I saw myself. So I'm working towards where I saw myself.
Is there anything that, like, super surprises you where you're like, "Not I would not have seen that coming."
I mean, some of the challenges, I suppose, I didn't really see coming, but we're working through them.
I'm gonna need you to
Well, we're
give
gonna
us a
talk about it.
alright.
Okay,
Okay. Is there a decision you made that changed everything even though it looked small at the time?
kind of.
Challenge number 1.
Challenge number 1. No, so, like, I also got married when I was 21. I had just turned 21. I wanna say I got married in June or July. It was the summer. I had just turned 21 in February because I remember I'm like, "Oh my god, what if we got married before I could drink? That would've been crazy. I couldn't even have
Yeah.
drinks at my own wedding." Divorce, divorce, I say, like, separated because like, that's when shit hit the fan when I was 23. It
Mhm.
was, like, our 2-year anniversary to the day. Um, so, that but that divorce was it was such a huge moment in my life.
Mhm.
Like, not only did I feel super betrayed, obviously, but also, like, hindsight is 2020, like, thought that was gonna happen, but, like, that was, like, the turning point for, like, me realizing, like, if I were to look back, like, the way that my life was before.
So, like, in your essays, you wrote about, like, vanilla and all the homey stuff, like,
Vanilla scent. Let me okay.
I know what you meant.
Okay.
I knew what you meant. Everybody else should know what you meant too, even
Okay.
though we all have sick, dark minds if you listen to this podcast. So, um, but, like, did you think that you had that with him?
No. It was very much again just scraping by. Like I was away. We were both servers, so like we were counting our bill money every single night, like just to make sure that we had enough for bills. And we could do the things like barely kind of making ends meet. Um, it was just young. Like I'm 21. I didn't have a kid, so I was literally like a 21-year-old kid, like a marriage. You know.
Yeah.
So no, it wasn't the same at all. But I say that to say, like, one of the memories that I have, like, towards the end was, like, being so, like, broke, quite frankly, like, the car didn't start, so, like, we had to have, like, a battery charger, like, running out the window to the car battery to be able to turn it on in the morning. Um, and then, like, going and buying, like, a car, which I don't know how I bought it, but long story short, it was like a car, like, the year that the car came out, but, like, my interest rate was, like, a 25% because my credit was shit, just, like but I thought at that point, like, "Okay, like, things are looking up."
Yeah. That's I just think when you talk about that situation in your life, like, that's not even you. Like, it seems like you're telling a story about someone else.
So, I have friends that will randomly send me, like, memories from Snapchat or whatever, and I don't even feel like I'm the same I feel like I aged backwards.
Yeah, there's no connection between, like, when you tell me, like, probably maybe it's because, like, when I feel like I talk about my ex, like, there's still a little bit of, like, rawness there. I don't know,
Mhm,
maybe I just feel it,
mhm.
but that's good because I have a kid,
Mhm.
but, like, why were you just getting married willy-nilly at such a young age? I'm curious about that.
So, okay, so the person that I got married to was my ex-husband, I suppose, was, like, my friend that I hung out with, like, literally, like,
Interesting.
my friend. It was never like I think it was just confusion of, like, love, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? because I never
Mistaken friendship for love.
mistaken friendship for love because
Interesting.
we never had, like, the connection that I have now, like, it was never that deep,
Yeah.
and I kind of remember, like, having the conversation of, like, we if we were to get married, like, we'd get a whole bunch of free stuff, like, very immature thinking.
I think about that now, like, we never tested wedding cake. We just, like, made had his mom make it. Like, that would've been really cool to just go around for free and
We did do that.
I'm
But, like, we did, like, a bigger wedding, yeah, I mean, it was big-ish, but, like, it taught me a lot, but, like, I think I said it in the episode 5 was, like, I wouldn't have met my husband without that whole step.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was very pivotal. So, like, when I
Yeah, I didn't even I forgot all about that.
yeah. So, when I got divorced, I moved home
Mhm.
to LaPorte, and this is where everything changed because my best friend had, like, got me into her job where she was working as a front desk manager
At the hotel?
at the hotel,
Okay.
and I ended up meeting my regional manager who then got me into property management,
Yep.
who then, like, eventually I, like, left and did all the things.
Yeah.
So that was, like, just a
Invisible
pivotal.
strings just, like, everywhere that are
Yeah,
pulling you to where you're supposed to be. I love
a
that.
show.
Um, I really you said it when you asked me, but, like, you also being married and divorced is something that, like, when you told me that I think we were on the way to Rensselaer when you told me that, and I was, like, flabbergasted because nobody our age is married and divorced and remarried. Not a lot of people.
Yeah, that is true.
So I just thought that I was very alone in that,
Mm.
so you made me feel seen from, like, day one. I was like, "Oh,
Aw,
cool."
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, what did that marriage, though, teach you? Like, how are you a better wife now because of that marriage?
So, I don't know how I was as a wife then, to be quite honest. I don't know. Again, I think I was just a person. I don't think I was in a wife role,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Did you have, like, a house and stuff with him or, like
An apartment.
so the responsibilities weren't the same?
No. I think he cleaned a lot. I I think he, like, did that. He mostly decorated. Um,
If you
so
haven't listened to the 5th episode, the can I say it?
yeah. Hey.
Erica's husband is gay. Ex-husband.
No,
Erica's ex-husband was
Erica's ex-husband, yeah, is gay.
left you for a man.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's gay. I'm assuming he's gay now. I don't know. Don't know, like, what ever happened to him. I don't know.
You don't even keep tabs on him anymore?
Hell no.
See, that's weird to me. I'd be keeping
I
tabs
give
on
0
everybody.
fucks. I give 0 fucks. I have no idea where I don't know. No clue.
Maybe so it's not the lack of, like, rawness that you feel. I'm just like, "Don't let shit go." I'm like, "We've had any type of relation in our life. What are you doing nowadays?"
Never. Like, I don't care to look back at anyone that I've had a relationship with. I don't care.
I'm
And
so nosy.
they're mostly, like, all blocked just because, like, mostly because they would pop up in my likes and stuff, and so I'd be like,
Ew.
"Go,"
Leave
and
me
I'd
alone.
block them, and I never look
Yeah,
back. I just don't care.
that makes sense.
But anyways, I feel like it also showed me that, like, I don't have to hustle. Like, my marriage now is like, we can do this together, or, like, you can
Mhm.
chill. Like, I can provide for you. I can do the things, and so, like, anything that I bring to the table is because I want to,
Yeah.
and I feel happier to be a wife. So I do feel more joy, like, making the food, making the home, making the house, doing the things. Like, I
Yeah.
feel more comfortable doing that. Um, and I also just think that that's, like, kind of, I mean, it's my only role at the moment.
So when you say that, I'm assuming, like, there feels like there's more of a partnership with Eris than there was ex-husband.
Yeah, there's more of a partnership. It's a whole different feeling, which I do talk about that a little bit later in another question, but, like, it's very much just, like, this is it, and so there's no, like, way out really.
Mhm.
So it feels more secure, it feels more safe, everything feels safe. Um,
Is that what partnership means to you? Is safety?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That was my next question, is what does partnership mean to you that it didn't before?
That. So, like, oh, that was the thing too, like, I feel like I'm meant to be in my feminine era
I love that.
because
Yes.
I don't need to, like I said, I do the things because I want to, because right now I don't have, like, anything else to really focus my time on, so I'm doing all the other things because I want to, not because I have to do it to survive,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes it funner. I don't have to be the boss of everything. Aries definitely is not one to let me boss him around.
Yeah,
So
could see that.
so I think it kind of forces me into my feminine a little bit
You
more.
guys crack me up. You guys work so well together, and it's just I like to see people with who they're supposed to be with. You guys even each other out so much.
Well, it's crazy because Aries came from a very religious background. And so, like, that he had all of that where I came from the complete opposite. So, like, we see things so differently, but at the same time, like, I've always said that I'm more like a let's go here, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here. And he's more like a linear person. But, like, I feel like in being together, I have someone to anchor me down, but
Mhm.
also I can show him that, hey, there's color in the world too.
Yeah,
It's not all black and white.
yeah,
And to answer your question about the partnership, what I did have down is like the way that Eris and I communicate is very much like, again, a safe space. So, like, maybe that's exactly what it means to me, but I just didn't know how to articulate that because I know that I can just, like I said, like download my thoughts into him and then he'll help me rearrange them and
yeah.
give them back to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like he almost processes, he's my processor,
I
you
love
know?
that. Yes,
And so
sure do. I can relate.
and he never makes me feel bad, but he will say like, "Hey, I need a second." Like
Yeah,
if it is a lot, he'll be like, "Give me a sec." And I'm
yeah,
like, "Okay." But it's never in a way that's like, "You're too much. You need
yeah.
to chill." It's more just like, "Okay, like how can I like reassure you in this moment?"
I think there's nothing wrong with him taking like in anything in life. If there's a lot thrown at you, it's better
Yeah.
and it's actually wiser and healthier to like take a beat and like
Mhm.
let me get through this for a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, not that it's that you're too much. I would agree 100%. I love that so much.
Mhm.
I just
Mhm.
love you 2 together, to be quite honest.
Thank you.
Okay, so the other thing, and I was, like, really hesitant to talk about this just because, like, I don't wanna touch on sad subjects for you, but
Okay.
every time I see you, I think that, like, you need I just really cannot wait until you're a mom,
Uh-huh.
whichever capacity that is. Um, it's gonna be through IVF adoption, correct? Like, or you're just gonna call it. Those are our options at this point, but I wanna talk about IVF. What has IVF taught you're somebody that likes to control things.
Big time.
You like to
This is the
know
part. Okay.
I know.
It's okay. Whew.
You're
Yes.
somebody that likes to know the outcome before it actually happens. You're very much so like me in that aspect. You like
Yeah.
to plan for everything.
All the
You're con
scenarios.
all the scenarios. So, what has IVF taught you about control?
You can't control it. You can do all the things, you can do all the steps, you can pay all the money. All the money in the world can't fix some problems. And I think that IVF is like one of those things that no matter how much money I have, if it's and I not saying I'm rich, but I'm saying even if I was, I couldn't fix this with money. You know? So you have to and it's waiting and it's putting all of your hope into someone else and just hoping that they're guiding you the right way, hoping that they're doing the research, hoping that they're thinking of all the angles, hoping that they're doing their job and getting the shit processed and doing all the things where like, I mean, IVF is you're taking my eggs, like there's a million sperm. How do you know which sperm are the right ones that we need for this match?
Yeah.
It's so crazy and you have to just kind of put your hands up through it all and just that's where I'm kind of going through my faith battle because you have to have faith, but like I know that the doctors are reading the articles and seeing the things and know what they're doing, but you also have to advocate for yourself.
Of this whole process, what's been the hardest thing for you?
Um, the hardest part of IVF is I think the biggest infertility in general. I don't even know what I wrote down, so I'm just gonna go with what I'm thinking. So like for me, the hardest part is Aries. Like last night he went to a father-daughter dance with my niece. I'm okay. But like
Yeah.
that was hard because like I know that, like, as much as everyone says I'd be a great mom, he'd be an even better dad, and, like, I feel like he could totally have that life, but not with me, not easily.
Yeah.
So I think that that's the hardest part, um, and then, like, just feeling like he might be missing out on something because I'm tougher than I think I give myself credit for, and I can get through it, but, like, I don't wanna put someone else through that, you know?
Feels like it's your burden, not his.
It feels like it, but he doesn't make me feel that way.
Absolutely, he never would because it's not that. I mean He chose you for better or worse.
Yeah. It's just that part is hard, and then,
Yeah.
but also just, like, waiting, because like, I mean, right now, we say in February, it's been over a year since we've been able to make any progress, and that's hard. So,
Yeah.
those are the hard parts.
Yeah.
That's it.
Total switching gears.
So, moving on.
I asked Chat to organize these, and I don't know how any of these segue to each other. I probably should have segued them myself, but what pushes you to be so ambitious? Because to me, like, I feel like, yeah, you've had some tough parts in your life, but I feel like you've never talked about how people like doubted you. So that doesn't push you. So, like, what you're a very ambitious person. And I think it has to be more than just a single mom.
That is funny that you said that, because when I was reading through the questions, I'm like, "What makes me so ambitious?" But I think I haven't always been ambitious. I think that there's been, like, a little almost like a pilot light in me, but, like, something small, little that's like, "Okay, I wanna do something, I wanna try more." Like, I tried, like, network marketing, like, doing all the things. I always felt like there was something that I needed to do that I could at least control myself, but maybe I
Hmm.
am a control freak,
Hmm.
but at least then, like, my my actions are gonna be aligned with my outcome,
Yeah.
not just, like, whatever someone wants to pay me. And so, where I was in 2016 when I moved back home, I had to find the first apartment that would let me have my dog, because I had a pit bull
Mm,
and nobody would let me have a dog there.
yeah.
I had the shittiest apartment with the pervious neighbor who ended up going to jail.
Jesus.
It was disgusting, my apartment. My grandma helped me clean it for 3 months before I moved into it. I was only there for a few, and then I moved out, and she still gives me shit because it was so hot up there, I didn't have AC.
Mm,
It was so dirty before we got in there. Thankfully, no bugs, but, like, I remember there was a little trap door, like, it was like laminate flooring, but, like, there was, like, a little piece that you could pick up, and there was, like, walnuts in it, and it was just I freaked out. My mom ended up putting her foot through the vent when we were moving stuff in finally, and, like, literally, there was a hole in my floor because it went straight down to the neighbor's house because, like, the vent it was a shithole, but we made it cute, like, we painted it, we cleaned it, we did all the things, but just having no money, like, nothing.
yeah.
I was overdrawn on my bank account. Like, I remember sitting at a bar with my friend who bought me, like, a sandwich and a beer or something, and she paid for it, and I remember thinking, like, I just wish I could swipe my card confidently and buy her
Yeah.
a lunch, but I
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Ugh.
having not having a car, or, like, I totaled that car because I didn't have insurance, I didn't have a driver's license for a long time. I ended up totaling my car, but I couldn't claim it on insurance, so I had to drive it like that.
Ugh.
And just being there, I cannot have that again.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It just the
Mm,
chaos that I felt, I just had to make sure that, like, I learned how to not only did I, like, learn how to fend for myself. I say myself, but, like, Eris was a huge, huge part in that because I didn't know how to manage my money. I
yeah.
didn't know how to do any of the things. I think my credit score was, like, in the 4s, which I had to do all of that, but, like, now I know, okay, well, if I needed a house, like, I could go out and buy a house myself. Like,
Yeah.
if I was left with nothing, which something that I didn't say before when we were talking about partnership was just, like, knowing that that person's your rider for you don't ever have to think, like, "What if they left me?" Like, that question is gone. Like, it's never gonna happen, like, and
Yeah.
that took me years to get to that point because I was always scared the other shoe was gonna drop.
100%.
But now I feel like I'm to the point where I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. Saw that there's like this meme that says I'm to the point where like I'm not worried about my husband cheating. I'm worried about my husband dying. And like that
Yeah.
is like the new fear that is unlocked. Like
I would die.
me too. I'd just call it quits at this point.
You wouldn't, but I probably would just be like, "Okay, that's fun. It's been fun. It's been real."
I probably You're so funny. I feel like being broke, either people continue to live in that brokenness or they learn to do better.
Mhm.
Um, and that can make people that can be very strong either way. So I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here.
And you have a car that's not totaled and driving around in a
Yeah,
piece of
that
shit.
that thing was
You remember showing
crazy.
up to a showing in like a totaled vehicle and you're like, sorry guys.
You would drive and it would, like, the whole back end would, like, kick out. It was crazy. It was
It was
bad.
shaking its ass.
It was so bad. Okay,
Moving on.
moving on.
When do you feel the most yourself?
I don't really know what myself is all the time.
Mm.
So I guess I don't know. I guess when I feel the most comfortable is at my house. Um, Home is my safe space. I really, really enjoy it. So like when I'm at home, just chilling, doing things, feel like very comfortable.
What do you mean you don't feel like yourself or you don't know yourself sometimes? Let's explore that.
I don't know because I feel like there's different versions of me, not necessarily who I'm around, but more my mood. So like I could if I'm very like now like I feel like talking like this, I feel myself.
Yeah.
I don't always feel this way.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, "Damn, I don't feel like talking," or like, "I don't wanna see anyone," but there's other times where I'm like, "Oh, I feel like going out, like, let's go
Yeah.
see people." So it just depends. So, like, I guess I don't know myself is there's so many
Versions.
versions of myself, and I don't say that based on, like, who I'm around necessarily. It's more of my own mood, like, my own internal temperature.
But not to mistake that with like your mood controls your actions. Cause even when you're sad, you still do the damn thing. And when you're happy, you do the damn thing when it comes to work and your responsibilities.
Yeah, I can push through.
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty good at that.
Yeah. You're pretty strong when it comes to that, I feel like.
Mhm.
So, what made you ambitious was money. But like, what did this career, real estate, give you before it ever gave you money?
Um, it gave me an opportunity to use both sides of my brain. I think I'm more right brain, more creative. But I do think that there's like something about like you had mentioned the paperwork or like the logical stuff that I do like. So not only like as a whole does it give me both things, it also allows me to help people. I had said before I was going to go to school for nursing, which would not have been for me. More so because I don't if I'm sick, I'm still continuing on. So, like, I can't care for someone that I would be like, "Get the fuck up." Like,
Yeah.
"No,
Yeah.
keep it moving." So, that wouldn't have been for me, but also, I like to teach people. I really like to make sure that people feel, like, empowered, and so, maybe I was supposed to be, like, a life coach, I don't know, but, like, I really want people to feel inspired and, like, accomplished because I like when I feel accomplished. So, real estate gave me that.
When we were on the pod with Brian, I said it then and I'll say it now. Like, whenever you decide to stop selling houses, I think that you would be a fantastic coach. Like,
Of some sort.
yeah, or some type of inspirational speaker or something along those lines. That's like right up your alley.
Yeah, I really like that. I don't feel like I would ever feel like I had enough to give in that aspect, but like I would probably want to make it like a part of something. That's why I've been talking about like starting a little team or something because
Yeah.
I think it would be perfect for me.
Yeah. I love that so much.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
does a team look like for you? Sorry, that's not on here.
Oh, like in real estate?
Yeah, because you said you didn't want the responsibility sometimes. So
I would
let's
want to be a
start that off.
mentor. Like I want people to I feel like I'm learning so much about like business that I never had that side of things really taught to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning a lot of that and like just things that I wish I would have known year one that I feel like I could equip somebody to really go out there and kick ass. Like that maybe I'm not the greatest action taker, but I definitely am a learner and I definitely have the knowledge. And so I think that like I could d- definitely set some people up for success.
Yeah. I love that. I think you're gonna be great at that. Whatever that looks like whenever you step in that role. I
Yeah.
think regardless, you're gonna be amazing. Um, is there something and this could be me projecting. Is there something that this business like quietly filled of yours? Like there was a hole that was missing, a part of your cup that was not filled that this business filled for you, aside from money.
Mm, let me check my notes. Did I fill that one out?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of what I talked about.
you did. That's okay though.
But like for me, like I said, I get to teach and help people. I think I get to do like the nerdy stuff and like the learning stuff, which I really enjoy, and like I get to continue to like expand my mind. Like I recently told Eris like I would like to go back to school just because I feel like then I love to learn so much that I would want to be tested. Right now I'm learning everything and I have nowhere to put it.
Did you
That's
like to learn in school?
no.
I hated school, but now I'm like an education junkie.
Yeah, and I didn't hate school. I did good in school, but I didn't love it. I feel like it was a public education system also, like, I didn't really need to be good at school, I could just do it.
Yeah.
But now I would do better at school now because I would wanna learn so much, and then be tested on it. Like, give me a test. Like, I want to
Yeah.
make sure I'm learning the things and using my brain. I've really enjoyed getting older using my brain. Like, I read more. I like to do stuff. I actually just wanted to get a Sudoku book
Yeah.
to teach myself how to do
I
those.
have one.
Do you?
I was about to go in the trash. I was cleaning out my game cabinet thing.
Really? I was
Yeah.
like, because I've never been able to figure them out before, but I'm like, I kind of want to try it.
Wild. You
It
just
is really
unlock
weird.
new like hobbies and weird things. I freaking love it. I like am boring. You read and podcast and
I always need to be learning something. However, I think it is like kind of a way of just like overstimming myself. But
I mean it's good overstimming.
it is.
It
That's
could be
why
mindless.
I think that like when we do have like a family, I feel like I'll be able to teach someone a lot of cool shit that I've learned, you know?
I can't wait till you're a mom. I just love that. What did you have to become to survive in real estate and who are you now trying to unlearn?
Okay. Who did I need to become? So I feel like I definitely became a hustler. I didn't where I was at previously, I never felt competitive like I do now. I will say that. It was more just like it was a huge company. So like the people that were top producing are people that I felt like I couldn't touch anyway. So like I never saw myself being up there.
Yeah.
So now it's a little bit different where I'm like, and this is, if anyone is listening to this is not me wanting to come for your throat. It's more me versus me, but also like me wanting to be the best, not versus you in any way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, I think it became more of like a let's fucking go type of attitude. And it does kind of put me in my masculine a little bit. I'm not going to lie. So that's something I want to work on, like being more proactive instead of reactive. So that
Mhm.
way, like things kind of are just more in a flow state than me like hustling and like doing the things because I still want to do the work. I like doing the work, but like in a more controlled, like chill way.
So being a hustler makes you feel like you're in a masculine era
Hmm.
because hustling is only supposed to be for men.
Well, you could take it however you want, but I'm saying like I don't think that women are like the feminine energy is more soft, more chill.
Yeah.
So not even I'm talking about hustling like I got to go from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. That's not like how we're meant to be.
Yeah.
I saw a video that was talking about just like the way that our hormones shift throughout a day, where
Yeah.
men have that for a whole like week, like their
Right.
cycle is like a year, I don't know, whatever. Where like our hormone cycle is like a day. So we're not meant to do that. But I push myself to do that because
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do with my time.
Well, what else are we supposed to do with our time? Sit around and like bake bread all day? I'm not doing that. I don't like that's way too tedious for me.
Yeah, I bought a sourdough starter that's literally still in my
I
fridge.
literally cannot because I don't have patience for that. It's too
I tried it and my starter got moldy and so that's not for me.
I kind of want to make cinnamon rolls though from scratch.
Oh, I've done that.
Those look good.
They're really good.
Okay, you asked me a question that I want to ask you.
Okay.
What would you tell younger Erica if you got to sit the hardest part of your life if you got to sit across from her? I love that question.
But I don't think I'm through the hardest part yet. So I would like to revisit that when I when I come out the other side of the hardest part because what I went through then is easily fixable. Just life, just being young. What I'm going through now is the hardest part, although I have a great support system. So like I think I wouldn't know what to say because this is my hardest chapter and I'm still in it. So by next year I can answer that. I feel.
You're gonna make me cry every time we talk about IVF. It makes me want to cry too. That was my only question for you. That was my last question for you.
Whew. Well, I only cried a little.
Yeah.
Good.
Is there anything else you want to talk about or share or think it's important for people to know about you?
Well, just about me in general, I feel like I'm a different person because we're all supposed to become a different person. I am always rooting for everyone. I never want to be like someone I think it kind of come across that I don't give a fuck or like I don't care, but like I care more than anybody knows. And so like if to anyone that comes across me like I just have so much love, but like I don't think that I show it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I come across more like in my own world and in my own head, which I am in a lot of ways, but, like, I'm a very deep feeler, and
I love that. You do have such
that's
a
all.
big heart. I never come off feeling like you're cold or anything like that. I think
Ugh.
It might be something that's in your head.
Maybe.
So, because a lot of our shit was kind of sad, we decided that we were going to do that little fun segment where you like randomly bring shit from home. Erica had like 5-ish minutes to get stuff around. I forgot completely, so I just pulled random shit out of my car. So when you look at my stuff in comparison to Erica's, she had a whole house, I had a whole car. And it is a Suburban.
Okay.
But it's still a car.
I grabbed so many funny things that were cracking me up. Okay.
All right.
Don't look. Wait, you gotta get water in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, move the electronics.
I forgot about the water in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. This is Benny's butt mousse. He has to put it in his butt. Okay.
This is Hazley's shoe. I have one in my car. Just one.
Uh-huh. Huh? I spit, but why do I have so many batteries? Oh, I never had so many batteries in my life. You need to throw this away. You can't even eat it anymore. Oh my god, the fortune is so good.
This says, what does it say? Give it everything you've got. It's like perfect. In a smushed up Panda Express thing. Two? And why'd you sit it on this? Take your shit.
My client made this for me and I really loved it because it's so cool that she sells these little things and she makes little outfits for them. And I loved it. And I wanted to put it with this. Well, because I had 2 items left and I wanted to show you both.
I could have found something else that was in here.
And I wanted to bring my Chihuahua I got from Marketplace, but I forgot to bring it in.
You should have fucking brought it. I don't have anything else cool in here. Nope, sure don't. Everything else is normal. Fucking bag of batteries and the nails would have been perfect. We were going to both bring a different of the same thing today, but decided that it was not PG enough for our podcast.
Dude, I just got put onto that.
Just?
Just.
Did you order it from Amazon?
No.
So I ordered one from Amazon. I actually ordered 2.
In case one dies?
Nope. I just accidentally hit 2. And so when I took it back to FedEx to return one of them, they read out loud what it was. And
Really?
he was like, what is this? And I was like, And then the other guy walked up to him. And I'm like, you could have just let this poor kid not
Why
have
did you
any
have to
idea
say
what
that?
it is.
Why would he have to say that?
He didn't
Benny's
say
butt
that.
cream was the funniest. The funniest.
The butt cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's actually a butt mousse.
Regardless, an antiseptic butt mousse.
Get a bulldog, they said.
Oh my gosh. All right. That's all we got for you.
That's all we got. It's our freaking 50th episode.
50th. We have recorded
50 episodes.
Well, we've recorded multiple episodes multiple times, but
True.
we have put out 50 fucking episodes.
That's so crazy. I'm so proud of us.
I'm so proud of us too. All
Anyways.
right. If you guys have not followed us yet on social medias, you need to. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We also are on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music, and we're trying to get on iHeartRadio. So you have all of the ability at your fingertips to listen to us, and you're missing out if you're not.
It's really fun. I mean, I like to be here.
I like to be here.
When I edit the episodes, I'm cracking
I think we're
up.
a great time.
For sure.
We're hilarious, and we've gotten great feedback.
We've gotten great feedback.
But anyways,
It's almost our 1 year.
and we have a big thing coming,
A big thing.
and we're gonna announce it the week that this drops.
Monday.
Yeah.
That's already.
So you have to stay tuned. You have to follow our socials
Follow us on social.
because this is a big thing that we're going to be dropping or posting about, whatever we want to call it, next week, and you need to be in on it because
It's made with a lot of love.
lots of love. Lots of love. Also, if you have not heard us talk about it a million times, we have an Amazon storefront. You need to go and check it out and look at some of our favorites. I also put like Hazley's Beau birthday party stuff on there, some pop by gifts. I have my February pop by gifts will be launched there in a couple weeks. So yeah.
And we do have an affiliate code for Hustle Humbly Podcast. So if you're ever out trying to learn more just like me and you want to buy the stuff, go to hustlehumblypodcast.com, put in code after hours for $100 off.
Whoop whoop. All right.
Whew. That's
Happy
all we got.
50th. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you on the next one.
Happy 50th, bitch!